Hey, this is a demo video for the saber that I just got in the mail today. I commissioned this brass flagship etch from Nick Greenland over at NG Sabers, and I asked him to do it in an HR Geiger theme. At first, we are going to do an aliens, but then I wanted to stay away from that because it was kind of overdone. It was me who had overdone it, but I did not want an aliens flagship, but I wanted HR Geiger's artwork. For those of you who don't know who that is, he's probably best known for making the aliens in the Aliens movie. He also did some work on the early Dune movie for the furniture for the Hurricane, if I'm saying that right. At the time he was working on the movie Aliens already, he was already an established artist. All right. There are a lot of different pieces from H.R. Geiger on this saber. Trying to show it the best I can. Might be sometimes easier to see it this way. The camera will focus. Very happy with how this came out. This just came in the mail today. I also installed it today. And something that Nick did that I didn't know he was going to do as a surprise gift to me, he threw this book inside with the package, which I thought was super cool. This is kind of a complete work of H.R. Geiger. It has a lot of his different artworks in it. It's a very cool read. I've already read it. Flipping through it, I'll probably flip through it, a bunch more times because it's very hard to take all this in just a couple sittings. All right, but yeah, so that was very cool of him to do. When this came, I had already mostly installed a Goth master chassis. I knew that I wanted to put a master chassis in this, so that's what I did. Right, this is the first master chassis that I've owned. As far as these master chassis go, I'm going to see how many times I can say that in 1 minute. As far as these go, this is a pretty simple one. It's not hard to do. It's got a real quartz crystal in there. It's got its own neopixel accent, wired independent from the blade. This is a brass dual tactile switch from my buddy Rob Sotomayor. I really enjoy putting those on flagships. I think they go very well. But anyway, yeah, real quartz crystal. Takes removable battery, obviously. A kill switch. I did kind of weather the chassis, and then I also weathered the brass. So I used some brass black on the brass pieces here, and then also on the brass board cover. Because there are all these slots on the board, on the board cover, I wanted to light those up. And how I did that was I ran a small 10 strip or 10 neopixel strip accent on top of the board. I put a small piece of electrical tape on top of my USB here so that I could glue this to the board, and that way I could take it up if I needed a program in the future, right? Normally I do not like soldering to the top of the board. I actually hate that. I think it looks very cheesy, but this was something that I couldn't get away with, and this is my saber, so I went ahead and I did it, and it came out pretty good. I did put some brass mesh on the underside of this board cover. So it looks like that, right? And then we just slap this on here. It stays on with magnets. Fits right on, slaps on there. It's running a 24 millimeter Smuggler's Outpost speaker. You can modify this chassis to take a 28, but you have to cut this off. You have to make your own holder and glue it on, and then you have to cut a few threads off of the pommel. I wasn't going to do all that. This isn't going to be something that I turn on often. I don't turn my sabers on often. Probably once a month, once every other month or so. So we'll take a battery and throw it in. I got these doing a little something different when the saber's off, but we'll come over here and flip the kill switch. So I was able to light all that up. Ran some sub blades on that neopixel strip, so I have the two sides doing something different, and then a little bit of scrolling here in the middle, if you can see that, until we turn it on. Everything's doing a little something different. Crystal lights up nice and bright. it all reacts to the auxiliary button being pressed or to blade lockup. And a little bit of twist off action there because I don't mind twist off. All right, so put this in. We'll throw a little TriStar test blade in here and light it up. I think I have like maybe 3 fonts on here. I usually don't go crazy. Yeah, I don't need a whole bunch of fonts, especially for something that I'm not going to pick up very often. I also am running a pair of stock V3 MPXLs in here. So, you know, there's my blade retention screw, but I'm not going to use it. I'm not going to go crazy with this guy, but we'll turn this off. And it does exactly what it's supposed to do, right? I'm only running this 24mm at like 1700 for the volume. You can push them up way past that, but I just left it safe. This is the Apologize font that my buddy Jesse over at Kyberphonic made for me, and I did switch up a few things on the actual font waves. Just took a couple Vader waves. Yeah, they all have soundtracks, right? The typical install. Couple Lord Blako fonts on here. This might be the one we started on. Not that many fonts. Just like that. We'll go ahead and take the blade out. So yeah, just enough to be able to turn on every once in a while. Just enough to be able to turn on every once in a while and get to play with it and see it light up. But basically this is going to go in my plexiglass case. You can't see it. Well, you can barely see it. It's right there. But I'm going to move it somewhere else. But yeah, this is going to go in a case, and it's not going to get played with very often at all. And just be a treasured part of my collection. But yeah, that is basically my H.R. Geiger themed flagship. I may in the future go back to Nick and see if he wants to do like a part 2 to this, because there is so much artwork that there is another Saber 2 or 3 probably that could be done that would look similar but very different from each other. I haven't decided what I want to do there yet or not, but anyway, just wanted to show that off. Very excited to get it, and highly recommend Nick over at NG Sabers if you guys are looking to get something etched. I've gotten work from 3 etchers in this hobby, and 2 of them have been top-notch. Both Nick and Carl Danby over at Bolts of Valhalla are top-notch etchers. All right. But anyway, thanks for watching.